We all know that the $5 rotisserie chicken from Costco and or Sam's Club, H-E-B or Walmart or wherever it is that you get your rotisserie chicken is one of the best life hacks you can do here in 2025. I am showing you 6 recipes in today's video to take your $5 rotisserie chicken and hack your way into an easy, delicious, nutritious dinner for your family. So if you love cooking videos and you love rotisserie chickens, hook me up with a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't. Let's get cooking. I am starting my creamy chicken enchiladas by softening up 1 onion in a couple tablespoons of butter right here and a half a can of green chili peppers. This is the one I'm using. I just did a half a can in there. I'll use the rest for the topping. I'm not even sauteing. I'm gonna sweat these onions until they're all soft and combined, and they will go in our filling. Speaking of filling, let's jump over there now. To make my filling, I'm starting with 3 ounces of cream cheese, just a splash of milk, to which I'm going to add as much cumin as I want.
I'm a loner, a rebel.
In this case, it'll be about a half a teaspoon, and then as much crushed red pepper flakes as you can handle. Oops, we can handle quite a bit. So I'm gonna go with a full half teaspoon probably of crushed red pepper flakes. I'm just eyeballing this, and also I'm not left-handed, so it's just gonna be what it is. I'll beat this with a hand mixer until it looks like this, to which I will add 2 cups of the diced rotisserie chicken and these softened onions. Give this just a little bit of a stir, and then it is time to fill 12 flour tortillas with this filling and put them in a 9x13 glass baking dish, just like this. So this is 12 tortillas, taco-sized soft flour tortillas in a 9x13 glass pan. Now we need to add the topping. Also, if you have not started preheating your oven to 350, do that.
Right now, you do it. Do it.
To make our topping in a large bowl, I have a half a cup of sour cream, the remaining diced green chilies right there. So we do use the whole can, 1 entire can of cream of mushroom. Man, I looked everywhere for this and I was thinking I didn't have any. It's not something I buy a lot because I don't use it a ton. And I was digging and I was digging and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to ask my neighbor for a can of cream of mushroom. Nope, I found the last remaining can. So I may have to get like 2 more just to have in my pantry for like this recipe and my grandpa's chicken and rice casserole recipe. Pretty much all I use it for. To which we will add 1.5 cups of milk. This is whole milk. You can use whatever milk you prefer. Little bit of salt and pepper, and a whisk would be preferable, so maybe not that. And then pour it all over your baking dish of the filled tortillas. Bake at a 350-degree oven for 35 minutes. Then we'll add some cheese. After 35 minutes, we will add cheese. You could do pepper jack, like slices wise. I'm leaning towards this because I don't have a block of pepper jack and I like pepper jack. You could also do a shred it yourself. A cheddar, a Monterey Jack is fine. Top it with cheese, stick it back in the oven for 10 minutes. I got this enchilada recipe almost 20 years ago, and I haven't made it in a long time. And when I made it, I forgot how much my family loves really basic, delicious meals like these chicken enchiladas. If you've never tried these cream cheese chicken enchiladas, you have to. They're amazing. In fact, I even got a marriage proposal out of it. And with the chicken carcass, I just threw it in my Instant Pot with, I don't know, 2-3 cups of water. And I'm gonna cook it for 20-ish minutes to get some chicken broth, chicken stock kind of a situation. You can do this with all of your chicken carcasses that you get, and you can freeze it. You can make it in bulk and freeze it, which is an awesome thing to do. And I think I'm just gonna go manual for 20 minutes. And we'll use it in one of our dishes. I think by this point, we all know that the rotisserie chicken is one of the best meal prep hacks you can have, but have you also considered getting in your daily greens with one of these convenient go-to packs from Grunes? Thank you to Grunes for sponsoring today's video. So for me personally, I turned 44 this year, and I have really been doing a deep dive into all of the supplements, vitamins, and nutrients that I need to do to take care of my gut health and my slightly thinning hair, so I can get back to the more youthful glow of myself when I was 30. This is not a multivitamin or a greens gummy or a prebiotic. It's actually all of those things plus some extra wrapped up into 8 delicious little bear gummies. It's adorable! And best part, it is delicioso. So Grunes is actually methylated, which is a fancy talk for our vitamins like B12 and folate can actually be absorbed by the body. It contains biotin and niacinamide, which supports thicker hair, nails, and skin health. And in my mid 40s now, Christine really needs that. And my friends, it is 2025. It's the year of fiber, and Grunes actually contains 3 times the amount of fiber than most greens powders. So can I get a heck yes for the fiber in your life? You can get up to 52% off of Grunes using the first link down in the doobly-doo below. Eat candy and get better health. I'm here for it. Best life hack ever. What a time to be alive. These guys are cuddling. So huge thanks to Grunes for sponsoring today's video. Thanks to you for hanging out with me today, and get a huge discount. Huge discount. First link in the bloop. Now let's get back to more chicken recipes. For my chicken Alfredo, I have a pretty big pan because I'm adding everything, like pasta and everything, into this large pan. A couple tablespoons of butter, 2 or 3 tablespoons. It's not an exact science. You know what? If a little bit is good, more is better.
That's the rules that I've just made up.
And we're gonna saute 2 to 3 cloves of garlic. Please use the fresh stuff in this recipe. The flavor of the fresh garlic cloves are just gonna blow your freaking mind. If not, I guess the jarred stuff is okay, but please don't use garlic powder here. So get this going for 2 to 3 minutes. Don't let it burn. You can tell if it burns because it'll turn brown. It'll be a little bitter. We don't want that. We just want it a little softened and the sharp flavor taken out. Oh my gosh, don't spill. Oh, buddy. While you work on this, I would get a pasta pot of water up to a boil so we can boil our pasta today. I am using bow ties. It is my favorite application for this dish. Okay, we are here. I'm going to add 3/4 of a cup of chicken stock. I made this stock myself in my Instant Pot with the rotisserie chicken bones and skin and all of that stuff. You don't have to. You can use a cube, a powder, whatever works for you. Let this simmer for 2 to 3 minutes, and time to get out your dairy products. I like to keep half and half and heavy cream on hand for just such an occasion. Okay, now we have a 1/2 cup of half and half. I'm just kind of eyeballing that. And maybe a 1/4 cup of heavy cream. There we go. Ish, a 1/4 cup ish. And I have 3/4 of a cup of freshly grated Parmesan cheese. Once again, I would go with the real stuff here, not the Kraft in a tube. I guess you could use like the store-bought shredded, but I'm telling you, the block, shred it yourself, this really takes it up a couple notches. A whole bunch of black pepper.
What is that noise?
Little bit of salt. I will taste for salt later. I may have to add more there, and I will simmer for just a few minutes and for this to all come together. Into our boiling water, I'm gonna do a good bit of salt and 1 pound of bow tie noodles until they are al dente, which I think is Italian for slightly raw. Once the pasta is done, drain it and dump it into your sauce along with half of the rotisserie chicken cut up into chunks, and stir it until it comes together. Now, if it is too thin, we can add extra Parmesan cheese. If it is too thick, we can add extra chicken broth, extra cream, and at this point we will taste for salt and pepper. Mine's actually looking a little bit thick, so I'm bringing in a little bit extra chicken broth here. And this is my favorite way to do this. As soon as everything is mixed together, I like to turn the heat off and let it sit for about 10 minutes so the pasta will soak up all of the sauce. And we'll be good to go. Serve it alongside some garlic bread, a nice salad. This is money. You are going to want this one in your repertoire. It is going to be like a go-to in your family. I promise, it's that delicious. And with the rotisserie chicken, it comes together in like 20 minutes. So to build my orange chicken stir-fry bowls with the rotisserie chicken, I have my chicken here off the bone along with 1 bag of frozen veggies. I got a problem. These mushrooms. Blech. It's gonna ruin the whole freaking dish. I gotta get these slimy guys out of here. If you are also a mushroom hater, like this video if you haven't done that yet, so I know we can be friends. And if you do like mushrooms, what is the matter with you? Look how slimy this is. Bleh, bleh. And this orange sauce from Panda Express that I get from Walmart, I'm just gonna do like a whole bunch of that. That's about half. maybe a little more of the jar. And I can add more chicken, I can add more veggies, but I'm just gonna stir all this around, kind of see how much sauce I have. And then I love to serve this over rice. So if you have a little bit too much sauce, that's okay. In fact, I don't think there's anything wrong with too much sauce. I think we're just gonna go ahead and dump the rest of this sauce on here so I have a little bit extra to soak into my rice that I have cooking over in my Instant Pot or rice cooker over to the side. This is good stuff. They also have a Kung Pao sauce. So if you like Kung Pao chicken,
George likes his chicken spicy.
now let's serve this over some rice and we are good to go. Who doesn't love a delicious stir fry? And did you know that orange chicken was created in the United States? Did you know that Panda Express is the one that created orange chicken and it was so delicious all the other restaurants hopped on the bandwagon? These are facts. This is real. For my crispy chicken taquitos, I am starting off with 2 cups of the rotisserie chicken, a 1/4 cup of your favorite salsa, and 1/3 of a cup of softened cream cheese, which I will blend together with this hand mixer, and then we'll add the rest of the ingredients. Kind of looks like this, and now let's add the rest. I'm adding the juice of 2 limes and a couple of spices, starting with 1 teaspoon of chili powder, 1/2 teaspoon of cumin, 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder, and 1 cup of your favorite shredded cheese. You can use whatever you want. I just happen to have this sharp cheddar right now. It's pre-shredded, so it makes it really easy. I like pepper jack a lot. You could do that. 1 cup of that goes right in. Oops, I did forget the garlic powder. About a 1/4 cup of garlic powder, not a ton. So let's do a little sprinkle like that. Time to preheat your oven to 425 while we fill our tortillas. I have taco size, like regular taco size tortillas I'm using today. Flour tortillas work really, really well for this. And I'm gonna show you a trick on how to make them super crispy. Okay, I have a cookie sheet with some parchment just like this. And once I made this for a family reunion, I think I quadrupled the batch and just took the filling and then filled them and baked them once we got to the house for a family reunion. So we had a nice, easy lunch. Now my biggest problem is I always overfill these. Maybe like a 1/4 cup per one. So we'll roll these up just like this. And you wanna put them seam side down so they don't roll around. And then depending how many you have depends on how full you fill them. So go ahead and roll all these up and then I'll show you the secret. Okay, I ended up with about 10 taquitos here, and you're going to give it a spray with your favorite cooking spray, whichever one you like to use. And then you're gonna top it with a little bit of salt, just like this on top. And it's going to give it this nice, crispy, salty finish. It's gonna blow your freaking mind. And then when you're done and we pull them out, we can serve it with sour cream. We can serve it with homemade guacamole, which I might make because I've got a bunch of avocados that are like ready today. And if I miss my window, they're gone. 425-degree oven for 15 to 20 minutes. And this is an awesome prep ahead. You can go to this point without the spray and freeze them, and then you can cook them from frozen. It's an awesome freezer meal make ahead. So it is very possible that I overfilled these, and you should do 12 instead of 10. Anyway, these look so good. They smell so good. And my kids that are here right now, they were like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So pardon me, we're gonna put a few on a plate, a little bit of sour cream, and we're gonna go watch Gilmore Girls. Also, quick question on Gilmore Girls. On my whatever number of rewatch I'm at, the longer I watch it, the more problematic I find Rory to be. Anyone else in the same boat? Sorry to interrupt the video. Great news. I am participating in this year's digital conference. Did I mention it was free? Get Organized HQ, along with some of my favorite online friends. So if you just want to take this fall and grab life by the you know what and get your life together, every organizing topic, it's decluttering, it's minimalism, it's cooking, it's finances, it's any home management topic, we've got it covered for free. That's right, free. Do not miss out. Get your free ticket right now, today. It'll be in the bloop below. My session goes live September 8th, so you have until September 8th to get your free ticket. Grab your free ticket, a caffeinated beverage, and let's go. I love this meal because it's literally 3 ingredients. My chicken is already done, so all I have to do is get my sweet potatoes and cook them your favorite way. I love a mashed sweet potato. So I'll throw these over here in my Instant Pot. Then you cook your broccoli however you want. Steam it, boil it.
Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew.
Put it in the oven, roast it, whatever. I'll probably do a steam situation. Within 20 minutes or so, dinner is ready. And I'm gonna make bowls out of this. So it'll be like a base of sweet potato, some chopped up broccoli, chicken on the top. Cannot go wrong as long as everything is seasoned beautifully. 3 ingredients, all from Costco. You're looking at less than $10 or so to feed 4 people for this gorgeous, quick, healthy meal. Here are my sweet potatoes. They're really soft. So I have 1 stick of butter in here because this is, I think, 2.5 pounds of sweet potatoes that I made. I'm gonna cover up the butter so it will melt and I can mash all these together. They're kind of mashing on their own. And salt, this is a nice sprinkle of salt. You're gonna need more than you think. Honestly, that's my favorite way to do sweet potatoes, butter and salt. That is all I need. I love the sweet potato bowls. I'm the only one in my family that loves sweet potatoes. So if you have people in your family that don't like it, switch it out with regular and you are good to go. What I love about this chicken tortilla soup is it's literally dump everything in a pot and set it to simmer and you're done. So I have tucked under here 1 onion, a couple of cups of diced up chicken, maybe 3 cups or so. I'm gonna add 1 full teaspoon of ground cumin, which is a good amount, about a ½ teaspoon of chili powder. I am eyeballing this because it's not that serious. The juice of 2 limes. Now I like to add pinto beans to this, but I don't have any of those right now. So I'm gonna use these charro beans, juice, everything. Oh my gosh, those look so good. And in case I want to add more beans, I also have this container of black beans and this container of kidney beans. I could throw those in there as well. If I'd been thinking clearly, I just would have cooked these dried ones in the Instant Pot, but I didn't do that. So I'll have to just do that next time. I do want to do a little sprinkle of just taco seasoning because normally if you're not starting with the rotisserie chicken, you will start by seasoning your chicken with taco seasoning. 5 cups of chicken broth. Yes, this is just water. I will be adding the powder goodness in just a second. There's the powder goodness. Oh, I dropped some chicken right there. Darn it. Bring to a boil and reduce to a simmer. We're gonna simmer this until the onions are soft and all the flavors come together. And if you would like to add a little bit of just ground black pepper at this point, you're totally welcome to. I'm going to ignore adding salt until the end because the chicken broth is salty, the canned beans are salty, the taco seasoning is salty. So I just wanna come back and check later. So simmer until everything is brought together and soft, about 20 minutes. And it's finished. Can you believe it? It's so fast. Now here comes the fun part. You can top it with anything you want. Here are my favorite things: cheese, cilantro, extra lime, avocado, and tortilla chips. And I did go ahead and add all of the beans in there. Doesn't that look great? Don't forget to taste for salt and pepper. And if you want to make a huge batch, it does freeze very nicely. The chicken tortilla soup is a winner in my house all the time. I've been making it for absolutely years, and every time I make it, I'm asked why it's been so long since I've made it again. These rotisserie chicken recipes are must tries. Which recipe are you going to try? Let me know down below. And also, if you have a rotisserie chicken hack I didn't share and you've got like a recipe link or something, let's leave that down in the comments as well so everyone else can find another delicious meal to feed their family. Christine out.